Gosh, longer than I am old. Of all the relatives from the past and distant past, and of course you're our newest relative. You're a member of the ag family, because remember, if you eat, you're involved in agriculture, so that pretty much includes anybody that might be listening. Hop Sing's going to feed us lunch here in just a little bit, but first let's take a look at ag weather, and let's use the San Antonio region for our benchmark. Today, sunny, a cloud or two, 74 and 59 are high and low. Wednesday the 23rd, about the same amount of sun as today, 78 the high, 38 the low, 20% chance of moisture, and that really doesn't count for anything. Breezy on Wednesday night. I wouldn't anticipate the winds getting more than about 18 miles an hour. Thursday, sunny, 60 and 36. Friday the 25th, mostly sunny, 67 and 41. Saturday the 26th, mostly sunny, 69 and 53. And then another 20% chance of rain on Sunday the 27th, 78 and 45. And neighbor, we do have a fairly decent chance of rain Tuesday the 29th and Wednesday the 30th, maybe lasting into Thursday the 31st. If we're lucky, maybe a half an inch, but neighbor, that's a ways out there. So use what information I've given you to plan your field and pasture and your Christmas goings on accordingly. Neighbor, let's evaluate our commodities. We'll go from the grains and oil seeds through to the softs. That's what we call the commodity area of cotton. Then we'll go toward the meats, live cattle, feeder cattle, and lean hogs. Those are the ones we consider most important. March corn was up 1 3/4 cents early, trading near its highest spot price in over a year and continuing to take its cues from the bean prices in South American weather. March beans traded slightly lower, though, early, but were up 6 cents by early morning, unable to hold down prices in the strong bull market and extremely tight supply situation. As we look toward KC wheat, it was down 7 1/4 cents early, reluctant to trade near the higher end of its sideways range, as there is nothing particularly new or bullish happening for wheat prices at this time. As we look toward cotton, Friday's commitment of traders report showed managed money traders were net buyers of about 11,200 contracts of cotton. For last week, their action increased their net long positions to almost 70,000 contracts. Along with that, and the fact that the U.S. dollar was higher as a part of that flight to quality move, the buck had been beaten down all week due to the success of COVID vaccines. Now, the latest British twist of the variant strand has traders on the run, so to speak, so cotton has dropped a bit. And the market is obviously entering its Christmas holiday time frame, and that always puts some uncertainty and some back and forth within the marketplace. Right now, it's back against cotton. Neighbor, as we look toward the beef, cash cattle interest likely to be extremely limited early today, but the packer interest is expected to improve significantly as the day continues. To that point, asking prices and bids remain undeveloped, but due to Christmas on Friday and Thursday Christmas Eve, both sides appear to want to finish business by late Wednesday or Thursday morning at the latest. It's uncertain just how many cattle will be selling during the week, which could leave this week's cash market trade a quick and speedy endeavor. Feeders are looking to positive market movement given the redevelopment of box beef values and firming tone in the futures prices, but limited plant speeds over the next 2 weeks could keep the packer hesitant to increase spending during Christmas week. Asking prices are likely to develop at 110 to 112 on the hoof in the dirt, 170 hot and hanging on that bad old Packers rail. Initial business seen sometime late today or early this afternoon, or maybe even tomorrow morning, would not be expected. The firm gains in the box beef values seen Monday, creating a renewed underlying support level through the complex, although limited product movement that we spoke about before, and trade volume is likely to limit significant directional shifts in the holidays. Neighbor, it's time to ring that lunch bell. There goes old Hop Sing. He's ready to ladle copious amounts of his famous jalapeno gravy all over everything on your plate. Might ought to scoot that cold cucumber salad over. It would still taste good, but, it would just take away from it, if you know what I mean. Speaking of the takeaway, let's go to Kim Hagan from Hallettsville Livestock over in Hallettsville. They're on the Lavaca River. See what the takeaway was from last week's sale. Kim, how'd they sell?
Oh, the market was really good. We ended up with 1977 last week. I guess we had probably about 260, 70 cows. Kind of top end of the cows, kind of 34 to 53 or 4. And had a few pretty nice bulls, kind of top end of the bulls, kind of 80 to 85. Our number one steer key is under 200 pounds, 155 to 220. Heifers, 140 to 190. 2 to 3 weight steers, 148 to 190. Heifers, 118 to 153. 3 to 4 weight steers, 148 to 195. Heifers, 118 to 148. 4 to 5 weight steers, 138 to 178. Heifers, 114 to 145. 5 to 6 weight steers, 118 to 163. Heifers, 110 to 133. 6 to 7 weight steers, 112 to 131. Heifers, 105 to 121. 7 to 8 weight steers, 105 to 125. And the heifers, $1 to $1.16. That's kind of how it went.
Now, no sales this week.
No sales this week. We're skipping 2 sales, and we'll be back on January the 5th. We do have a pretty good consignment on some cows on January the 5th. We got probably about 50 Brahman cows coming. I know a good many of them are probably 4 and 5-year-old cows. They got some babies on them and stuff. Don't really know exactly the head count on them, but we got those coming. We got a set of Brayford cows coming. It's about 40 of them, and it's all from one guy. He lost some pastures, and he's just completely selling each pasture out. And he took the lease away from him, so he got about 40 some of them Brayford cows. And I think the Brayford cows are kind of like 8 and 9-year-old cows, but and a lot of those cows got babies on them. And then you got one set of heifers that he's going to sell, probably about 20 of them. There's some 3/4 Brahman heifers that he raised, and but they should be safe and kept. I think he got some Corinthi or some Brangus bulls on them. But anyhow, we'll have a good selections, and we'll I'll probably be getting hold of you and let you know what's going on a little bit better when we get closer. But we'll have a real nice set of some good stocker cows on January the 5th on our first sale back.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Kim Hagan.
Hey, just try me on my mobile, 361-293-4720. Try Mike on his, 361-293-4949. And we sure want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and just thank everybody for all their business all year long. And I think we're going to make it through 2020, so we're hoping 2021 has a better outlook.
Yep, we sure do. Thank you.
You bet.
McCoys.com, McCoy's Building Supply. Still family owned, strong, growing, and relevant for our ag community. Farm and ranch panels and gates, field fencing, welded wire panels, barbed wire and electric fencing. Shop online and find products and the store near you at McCoys.com. Neighbor, I'm going to send the cowboy crew over to help old Doug Bass. Now, they're not having a sale in Brenham this week, but they are having a big special toward month's end, so it'll take the Cowboys a little while to gather up all those replacements from that portion of the state. Doug, how did last week go?
Had a good sale, Mr. Larry. We ended up with 1,291 head of cattle. Had a good market. The cow market looked steady, and the calf market, I thought, looked higher. On your thinner, lower-yielding cows, they bring 17 to 38. Better high-yielding cows bring 42 to 56. Your thinner, lower-yielding bulls bring 48 to 68. Better high-yielding bulls bring 70 to 85. Had a few pairs there. Pairs bring anywhere from 1,000 to 1,350, and your bred cows bring anywhere from 750 to 1,250. On your calf market, like I said, I thought the calf market was a little higher. Your roping calves, 1 to 2 weight roping calves, 155 to 208 on the steers. Heifers bring 135 to 180. 2 to 3 weight steers bring 138 to 210. Heifers bring 125 to 175. 3 to 4 weight steers bring 130 to 206. Heifers bring 118 to 170. 4 to 5 weight steers bring 115 to 190. Heifers bring 105 to 165. 5 to 6 weight steers bring $1 to $1.60. Heifers bring 98 to 137. 6 to 7 weight steers bring 95 to 130. Heifers bring 90 to 125. 7 to 8 weight steers and bull yearlings bring 82 to 120. Heifers bring 78 to 118. And your 800 to 1,000 pound steers and bull yearlings bring 74 to 105. And your heiferettes bring 70 to 95.
Now, no sales this week.
No sale this week or the next Friday. We will continue next year on January the 8th. We do have our special sale on December the 29th, this next Tuesday. Sure like for everybody to come see us. If you got questions, just feel free to call. And we're also going to have that on DV auction, so it will be on internet sale also.
How many head do you have up there right now?
We're going to have right at 1,000
Okay.
consigned to the special. Yes, sir. I think we've got somewhere around 60 bulls and, close to 1,000 females.
Doug, tell everybody how to contact all of y'all.
Yes, sir. You can call me on my cell, which is 979-877-4454. Call to office, which is 979-836-3621.
Neighbor, lots of you have horses. That might be your only connection to agriculture. You might trailer that thing to play days and to rodeos and things like that. And older horses tend to get like older people. They get kind of heavy. But even us older folks like to work out, and we want to stay in shape and do what we need to do as humans, and that's move around and move around well. That old pony of yours wants to do the same. How do you do it? Well, Dr. Bob Judd's going to help us in today's edition of the Texas Vet Report.
Feeding an overweight performance horse can be difficult as you want to feed enough to maintain performance, but also lose the extra weight. Hello everyone, and welcome to Texas Vet News on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. I'm Dr. Bob Judd, and a horse in lean body condition will perform better than one that is overweight, as increased weight reduces the horse's ability to cool themselves and increases the risk of laminitis. Dr. Megan Shepard indicated at the AAEP meeting that to determine how to feed your performance horse, you must determine the level of work from very light work to very heavy work, as this determines the nutrition the horse needs. Next, it is important to determine the current weight and then the ideal weight. A good option is to score the horse on a body condition scale where 1 is extremely thin, 5 is normal, and 9 is extremely overweight. In general, each body score value equals about 50 pounds depending on the frame of the horse. So if you have an 1,100 pound quarter horse at a BCS of 7, the horse would need to lose about 100 pounds to get to a BCS of 5. If the horse needs to lose weight, we always start with forage as the major portion of the diet and then add concentrates or other feed if necessary. Most performance horses can be maintained on forage alone if they are in light work, and the horse can be fed forage at a rate of 1.5% body weight to lose weight. For a 1,000-pound horse, that would be about 15 pounds of forage per day. The amount of calories, protein, and other ingredients vary depends on the quality of the hay, and having the hay analyzed will allow you to be more accurate in determining the correct amount of food. By adding in a ration balancer or a vitamin mineral supplement, you can maintain an overweight performance horse on mostly forage, allow weight loss to occur, and still compete without large amounts of concentrates.
You're looking for soybeans that give you the yield you want. But when it comes to fighting your toughest weeds, you also need flexibility. With the latest innovation from the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, you've got the best of both worlds. Introducing Extend Flex soybeans. Built on high-yielding Roundup Ready to Extend soybeans with triple tolerance to dicamba, glyphosate, and glufosinate. That means you're getting elite genetics designed to work seamlessly with XtendiMax herbicide with Vapor Grip technology, a restricted use pesticide, Roundup Power Max herbicide, and Liberty herbicide. Now that's flexibility. Extend Flex soybeans. The yield you want with the choice you need. Talk to your dealer today and visit extendflexsoy.com to learn more. Check with your state pesticide regulatory agency for specific restrictions in your state. Always read and follow IRM where applicable, grain marketing, and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
I hope you enjoyed today's Texas Vet News. I'm Dr. Bob Judd. This is the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor John Tuggle is out of the state, so he cannot provide us grain reports this week from the ports. So let's go to the Texas Daily Cash Grain bid site for the USDA. Looks like the northern panhandle on corn, 470 to 480. Central panhandle, 478 to 485. The southern panhandle, 490 to 504. As we look at milo, northern panhandle, 470 to 570. Central, 520 to 526. And the southern panhandle, 530 to 545. As we look at Texas cotton, neighbor, 3,423 bale of East Texas. Prices range from 70.01 to 72.51. 4,050 bale of West Texas. Prices range from 70.01 to 73.26. Neighbor, while we have a second, let's try to update commodity pricing. March corn, 439 and a quarter, down 3/4. March beans, 1243 and 3/4, down 3 3/4. March Kansas City hard red winter wheat, up 4 3/4 at 579 and a quarter. March number 2 cotton, down 20 at 74.56. February live cattle, down 57.50. 114.07. March feeder cattle down 42 and a half, 142.67. March U.S. dollar index up 466 points, 90.41. February West Texas Intermediate crude down 78, 47.20. Like that's all the time I've got for this edition of my program. Of course, I call it Down on the Farm, and they call me Larry Marble, and I call you my neighbor. And neighbor, I'll call you back down the lane